Hey Streetboard family, what's up and what's good? My name's Robin Pickering and welcome back to The Dragon Channel. And may I say a very special welcome to all the riders who've just bought their first Dragon board and are getting started in the world of streetboarding. Hey, how you doing? And if you've just bought a Dragon Ball Cruiser, then do I have a treat for you? Because in this episode, we'll be deconstructing this board, taking it apart piece by piece. I'll show you what all the names of the things are and how to put it back together again. Let's get started. Okay, so now the board's broken down to component level, let me talk you through all the names of the items we're looking at here. Starting from left to right, we have the tow hooks, the foot plates, the bar, the truck bolts, the risers, the nuts and bolts for the tow hooks, the lightweight kingpin system, the NGT trucks, the Dragon Cruiser wheels, bearings, and truck bolts. So now you know what everything's called. Let's put the board back together. The first thing we're going to do is lube up our kingpins. It's an optional step, but I highly recommend it if you want your plates to pivot freely. To start with, take the big disc and give it a wipe with a cloth to get all the grit off it. Next, take your Dragon lube and apply 5 medium drops. 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to put this on the foot plate. You want to apply it so the side that has the oil is facing up. This is the side that has the oil on it. Now take the second plastic disc, give that a wipe as well on both sides. And do not apply anything to this disc, because this disc is going to sit over the previous disc. And give that a little turn, so try and work in the oil. Now take your bar and place your foot plate so the bolt, or the kingpin as it's called, goes through the hole and it looks like this. Bolt, hole, and then just push. Now take the small disc, give that a wipe, and apply 2 drops of Dragon lube to one side. Now place this lube side down onto the kingpin and give it a little twist. Finally, take the metal washer and the kingpin bolt. Place the metal washer over the kingpin, taking the bolt, and screw that on. Take a 13mm wrench and tighten up the bolt on the kingpin. Don't go too tight, you just want to get it tight enough so the plate can still spin, but it's not wobbling. A little bit more. That's too much. You can see here the plate doesn't spin freely. Just a little bit. That's fine. No wobble, and it's spinning quite loosely. Now repeat for the other side. Your board should now look like this, with the plates spinning freely on both sides. Next up, we're going to put on the trucks. To start with, take your truck bolts and place these down into the holes. These are the bolts that hold your truck together. Now, take a riser, that's what they look like, and place them over the truck bolts. Get them up against the underside of the footplate nice and snug. When you're done, it'll look like that. What these do, they give you a bit of cushioning between your trucks and your plate, so if you decide to do any jumps or ollies up curbs, these will take some of the impact out of your feet. Do the same thing for the holes below. And there we go. They now look like that. Next, we take our truck. Now our trucks are directional. That means they have a front and a back. And you can see that this lumpy side here, this goes on the outside of the board, like that. This side here is the back. That should be pointing towards the bar. This should be pointing to the tail or the nose of your plates. And we're just going to put it on and just finger tighten the screws in to start with. Now repeat the process for the other side. Your board will now look like this. You can see we still have the truck bolts poking up, but the trucks are flat against the bottom of the plates. So now we're going to go ahead and tighten them up with an Allen key. So I'm just going to tighten this up nice and slow. Stop when it reaches just before it sits flush inside the plate, and get all the bolts to the same position. I'm using an Allen key, but you can use an electric drill with an Allen key bit inside it. Just be careful not to over tighten because you don't want to strip the thread inside the NGT trucks. Now we have these bolts sat in position, they're almost level with the plate. We're going to now just tighten these up the final few strokes without over tightening. When we feel the bolt pinch, that's when we need to stop. If you over tighten it, you risk threading the screw on the inside of the NGT trucks, and then your truck bolt will just pop straight out. So that is tight enough. And here you can see what I mean. The truck bolt head is just flush with the plate. So now let's go ahead and tighten up this one. Perfect. Now repeat for the other side. Alright, so now we have our trucks on, it's time to add the bearings and the wheels. But before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to give it a little spray of WD-40 on the trucks. This will help the wheels spin faster and ride smoother. And then just mop up the little excess bits on the plate with a cloth. There's one quick thing I have to tell you about the wheels. There's a front and a back. By that I mean, this side is the side that faces into the truck, and this side is the side that faces out into the fresh air. How can you tell the difference? Easy. The side that goes into the truck has some ridges just here. Try and get you to see those. There we go, you can just make out the ridges. Whereas this side has nothing. And the reason why this side goes into the trucks and not this side is because this is actually a deeper concave than this. And if you try to put your wheels on this way, what will happen is they'll go up against the truck and they'll rub and they won't turn. So you can save yourself a lot of bother by just checking for the ridges and making sure that that's the side that you put onto the wheel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a bearing and we're going to drop it onto one of the trucks, like that. We take a wheel, remember, with the ridges pointing towards the truck, we place them over the bearing and then we push down with our hands. You get a nice little click and you can see that spinning. We then take another bearing and we drop this into the wheel. With our thumbs, just give it a gentle push down. You won't be able to get it in all the way unless you're He-Man. Take a skate tool or a 13mm wrench and just push that down. Take the bolt and place that onto the truck. And then just tighten away. Don't tighten too much, just tighten enough. Don't over tighten. You'll see that that's spinning. Let's try and go a little bit tighter. We don't want to have any wobble on the wheel. And now that's spinning, but it's not spinning very fast. So let's loosen it back up. Bit more, still want a longer spin than that. Oh yeah, that's much better. You can tell it's not too loose and it spins really freely when you give it a twist. And now we repeat that process for the other wheels. Okay, your board is now fully rideable. You can take it out for a cruise as it is, but now we're going to add on the tow hooks. To attach the tow hooks to the plate, we take a bolt and we put it upwards from the bottom of the plate. Then we take our tow hooks. This is the right plate, so we take the right tow hook, and you can tell it's the right tow hook because this big lumpy bit will sit on the edge of the plate and will be at the front. If it was the left one, it would look like that, which is wrong. Take your bolt and place it through the back slider here, so it can slide. Putting your finger underneath it, take a washer, place that over the top of the bolt, and place a nut on that, and just finger tighten it. Just like that is fine. And we do the same over here. The bolt up through the bottom, into the tow hook, washer, nut. And again, just finger tighten it. We want to be able to slide the tow hook around in just a second. There. So it should now look like that, and you can now freely adjust your tow hooks. Now we need to find the fitting. That is to say, we have to determine the point where this fits our shoe the best. So let's do that now. Wearing the shoes that you're normally going to be skating in, put your board on the floor and stand on it. Adjust yourself so that your feet are in a comfortable position and it feels natural. Now, adjust your tow hook by sliding it forwards or backwards so that the curved part wraps itself around the top of your shoe just nicely. Again, this should feel totally comfortable and natural and not odd in any way at all. You just have to feel this one out. When you find that position, make a mental note of where the bolts are in relation to the sliders and put your board back on the table so we can tighten it up. And now, using a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, we just tighten this up. Can't be moved. Perfect. And now we just repeat the same process for the other side. And there you have it. From truck bolts to kingpins, from tow hooks to bearings, you are now a Dragonboard Setup Pro. Congratulations! Woo! Alright guys, if you like this video then please like and subscribe and give our YouTube channel a big thumbs up on this video. And if you have any ideas for future videos or anything you'd like to see, then just drop us a comment below or tap us up on Instagram. Until then, stay safe, stay classy, keep it locked onto Dragon, and I'll see you on the next one.